Men, if you give this video your full attention, I will show you exactly how to get from 20% body fat down to 10% body fat. It's a lot easier than you think, and people typically choose to starve themselves over 2 or 3 weeks, then give up, rather than actually following a plan for a longer period of time that is really easy to follow and actually get yourself to 10%. I would advise anybody to give this a try, because you will be very surprised in just how much food you can actually eat every single day and still lose body fat. This video is a weight management video for men over 40, and I'm going to laser focus in on the 20% body fat currently to 10% body fat journey. I am going to break it down 100 kilos, 95 kilos, all the way down to 75 kilos. So if you fit into any of them categories, this video is going to give you everything you need in order to get from 20% to 10%. Who the hell am I? My name is Paul Green, and I'm an online coach. I run the longevity program. I'm a former British paratrooper and Special Forces Support Group operator. Over the past decade, I have trained thousands of elite men across the fence, including those in the RAF, the Royal Marines and the Parachute Regiment. We have a gentleman here, 50-year-old, 62-year-old and in his late 40s. So that is me, and that is my unique perspective on all of these matters. Hopefully you appreciate them and appreciate that maybe my words add a little bit more weight to your average lunatic on the internet. Right, before you switch this video off completely now because you're thinking all numbers based, oh my god, too many numbers. Right, just breathe and print screen this slide. Right, absolute awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically give you the numbers. Right, these numbers make the assumption that you train 3 to 5 times a week. They make the assumption that you either weigh any of these weights. The next few slides, gentlemen, I have a meal plan for each one of these. So if you fall into each one of any of these categories, you are going to walk away from this video with a meal plan in order to get you from 20% body fat to 10% body fat. Men, if you enjoy this content, subscribe to the channel. I'm posting every single day. If you're 100 kilos, we have a lot of food. 2,705 calories, I think the number is. And as you can see, it's a lot of food. And you're probably thinking, how can you lose body fat when you're eating that much food? Because we're only slightly in a deficit. And we're slightly in a calorie deficit over a longer period of time. Being in a slight deficit ensures that we can eat more carbohydrates to support us being an absolute savage in the gym. Who would have thought that to be the way to go? Anyway, I'm just going to talk through this meal in a little bit of this meal plan in a little bit of detail, and then the rest of them are going to be very similar with some minor adjustments. So if you're not 100 kilos, stick around. I'll talk through this. You can appreciate it. Then we'll get on to the next ones afterwards. So meal number 1, we've got oats, protein, peanut butter and berries. Make sure you weigh everything before it is cooked. So dry weight. Notice how meal number 1 doesn't have any milk, doesn't have any craziness in it. It is just as it is. Obviously you're going to have to purchase some protein powder, 30 quid a month, something like that. Job done, meal number 1. Meal number 2, we've got 50 grams basmati rice, we've got 170 grams of chicken breast and 150 grams of mixed veg. You can eat whatever your preferred vegetables are, whether it's broccoli, green beans. 150 grams, you've got plenty of options there, or just the frozen mixed veg options. Pre-workout, depending on when you train, and post-workout, just a shake. So pre-workout, it's important that you have carbs topped up in your bloodstream about, maybe about, depending on when you digest it, maybe about 2 hours, 90 minutes before your session. Notice how it's complex and simple carbs together to ensure that when the blood sugar drops off, you've got a bit of a surge from the sugary jam. Post-workout, we've got just whey protein and almond milk. Almond milk's pretty nice, goes down pretty well with a protein shake. Make sure you've got, with your shakes as well, make sure you've got a really nice flavour, like a little treat. I've just bought a peanut butter one there, a chocolate peanut butter one. Unreal, especially with peanut butter powder. After your training session, you've got a large portion of chicken breast. You've got pasta, just a different type of carbohydrates, just to keep you interested. We've got pasta sauce this time, just to make sure it's not too bland and boring, and we also have the mixed veg, or the veg of your choosing. Meal number 4, we have berries, dark chocolate, minimum of 70%, 70% or maximum of 85%. Dark chocolate's packed full of antioxidants, loads of good micronutrients, and we've got plenty of berries during the day, micronutrients as well there, and we've got the protein from the low-fat yogurt. This is a nice little meal, it's a nice little treat to have later on at night. It's like, yeah, it is what it is, you know. This meal plan, men, right, as you can see, there's a good amount of food, and you're probably mind blown to how this could work. But what I will say, just to challenge you, make sure that you weigh yourself every day as soon as you get out of bed, weigh yourself, right? And take photos of yourself in the same lighting once per week. If you're 95 kilograms, the only thing that changes is that you replace peanut butter with peanut butter powder. Now, peanut butter powder is about £10 on Amazon. It basically reduces the amount of calories in the peanut butter by getting rid of all the fat, grinding it down, and it reduces the calories by about 80%. So you're not getting like 270 calories, you're getting about 40 calories in the peanut butter powder. Still quite a lot of protein in it as well. That's all that changes. What changes if you're 90 kilograms? We take the whey protein out of meal number 1. If you're 85 kilograms, we reduce the oats portion on meal number 1. We reduce the chicken breast portion on meal number 2, and we reduce the chicken breast portion on meal number 3. If you are 80 kilograms, meal number 1 stays exactly the same. Meal number 2, we reduce the chicken breast portion, and we reduce the chicken breast portion on meal number 3. 75 kg, we take a snippet off the oats off meal number 1. We do 100 grams of berries. The chicken breast gets reduced down to 100 grams. Same detail for meal number 3. And the berries down to 100 grams on your late night treat. You do not need to change your meal plan to this if you are coming down from 80 kilograms. Do not do that. Stick with the current, your weight category, what you started at. Run that for 10 weeks, 12 weeks. If we eat the maximum, our performance is as high as possible. And we still manage to lose a little bit of weight every single week. Weigh yourself in the morning, first thing, and take weekly photos in order to track this. Let's say you're on week 4. You've tracked your weight every day. You've tracked your your weekly photos. You're starting to level out. Your weight hasn't came down in a week. What do you do then? Do you add cardio or do you reduce calories? I would rather you add the cardio to your small amount of cardio to your day. Yeah, preferably at the end of your training sessions. And with the cardio as well, men, make sure this cardio prescription is low impact and it's not very taxing on your body. For example, you don't want to be doing a 10-minute run because running is high impact. You know, it basically works the joints, high impact, and it may fatigue you for the next day's training. And then what you'd do is you'd run that for a week, and then you would see if the weight comes down, the daily weight comes down, and the photos are looking better. And if it doesn't again, then I would look to reduce the calories. The intention of this video, like I said earlier on, is to give you enough actionable information to get you, if you are 100 kilos, 75 kilos, or anywhere in between, if you're 20% body fat, get you to 10% body fat. Yeah, if you want to work with me, if you want me to do all this for you and support you throughout, plan all your weight sessions as well, apply to work with me on the links on the channel.